Right, so we're going to move on to round 7, and if I look at my completed motif here, it's this darker colour of these little leaves that are sort of sitting between the petals. And whilst you can sort of only see a little bit from the front, if I flip this over, you will see that behind there is quite a sort of structure or a framework happening underneath. And I wanted to go through this because a lot of Jane's work is 3D, and so it necessitates working behind pieces that you've already made. So I'm going to just go through on this round and show you what that looks like. Right, so we're on round 7 of Daylily, and it is the darker green parts that you're looking at here. Now we've got an interesting round really, because we're sort of doing some of the work in front of the petals, and if I just turn this over, you will see that some comes behind. So these chains, the same colour, are made on the same round and they're coming behind the petals. So I'm going to show you how to do that. We've also got a situation where we're doing some treble 2-togethers, or trebles 2 together, I don't know how you'd say that, trebles in UK terminology, so doubles in US terminology, and we start with those. So we can start with chains, but I'm yet again going to show you an alternative using standing stitches if you'd like. So let's start off our round and do a little bit starting with chain, and then I'll go back and show you standing stitches if you would like. So we're starting off by working in front of the rounds we've just made, because what we're actually going to do, our hook is going to go into this blue round here. It's going to go into the chain space where we've done nothing at all yet. So it's this chain space here, there's no stitches coming out of it yet. And rather than going all the way through to the back and pulling my yarn through and making my stitches, I'm just doing a couple here just to show you, so that it's kind of capturing all of that work front and back. That's not how we're going to do it. We are going to work through that chain space, but if you can see what I'm doing with this top section here, I'm moving it behind the hook. All right, so we're only actually catching in the blue part, the blue round, which I can't remember what round that is. That is round 4, I beg your pardon. So let's make a start by using the chain method, and I'm going to pull up a loop, and then I'm going to work 1 chain and 2 chain, and that there will count as my first kind of treble. All right, and I'll make 1 treble in the same space, and that is going to count as my first treble 2 together. So what we will then do, and I'm just going to do this a little bit, and then I'm going to go back and do it with a standing stitch. Excuse me. So I'm going to make 3 chain and go back and make a treble 2 together in that same space. And again, just look at the positioning of the hook. The hook goes through that space, but the rounds I've just made are sitting behind the hook, so they're still free and easy. There's nothing happening and not being caught in. So trebling 2 together, in case you're unaware, I've gone around the hook, yarn around the hook, going through that chain space, drawing up a loop, yarn over and draw through 2, and leave 2 loops on the hook, then yarn over again in the same space or same chain space, pick up another loop. So I've now got 4 on the hook, yarn over through 2, and now I've got 3 loops on the hook. At this point I'm going to pick up the yarn and go through all 3, and it has just made 2 stitches into 1, so it's trebled those 2 together, or doubled 2 together, whatever you want to call it, wherever you are, or whatever terminology you use. So you can see in this case there is quite a difference between our starting section with the chains and a treble and our treble 2 together. So if you would prefer to use standing stitches, I will show you how to do that now. Okay, so here we go with our standing stitch version, and we're going to start with a slip knot on the hook. And as it's we're starting with a treble, or a UK treble, a US double, I'm going to go once around the hook, yarn once around the hook, as you would expect to with that stitch, clamp it under my forefinger there, and my hook is going to go in that place we've just talked about. So through the chain space of round 4, but only through that round, not going all the way through to the back, because we're keeping those more recent rounds free. Yarn over and pull up a loop, yarn over and through 2, and I've now got 2 loops left on my hook. Yarn over, I can let go of that now, by the way, it's perfectly secure. So yarn over, back into the same place, pull up a loop, yarn over and through 2, and yarn over and through all 3. So that first part of that treble 2 together was the standing stitch, and when I've completed the second part of the treble 2 together, you can see it's absolutely identical. So if I make the 3 chain that we need and then go into the same place again and make our next treble 2 together in the same way, you will see when I compare them, when I show you the comparison, you will see that they are, there we go, absolutely identical. So it's a nice way to do it if you want to. A nice standing stitches are a really nice way to start rounds if you feel that you can use them. They just give a very sort of seamless finish to your work. So those are your 2 options. Chains work perfectly well, and in the scheme of things, when you look at your design at the end, you won't spot them, but it's, you know, if you're just looking to, I don't know, do something a bit different, there's an option for you. Okay, so what we're now going to do is we're going to do 5 chain, and this time that chain is going to go behind the petal. So if you remember, I showed you the back and you can see those chains running behind the petals. So there's 2 ways you can do this. You can actually fold the petal forward. This is what I tend to do. Fold the petal forward and make your chain 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5, and that works totally fine. And we're coming around and we're repeating that treble 2 together, those 2 treble 2 togethers in this little section here, and I will show you that because you will see that the I'll split the stitches again. You will see that the chain stays behind the petal, so it works very well. And then I'm going to show you another option. So we'll do our 2 treble 2 togethers in here, keeping the sort of petal folded forward and out the way. And then there is another option on this round, and that is if I just go ahead and make 5 chain, 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5, and I skip over right as I am round the front just like this and do my next treble 2 together pair in here in the next part. I'll just do that and show you. 1, 2, your treble 2 together, 1, whoops, 2, 3, and then we go with the treble 2 together again. Now if I stop there, as you can see, I'll lay it flat. The one where I folded the petal forward, the chain is running behind just as it needs to. I didn't fold the petal forward on this one and the chain is sitting in the front, but there is really no problem because all I'll do is reach through and pull that petal through. All right, and the result is absolutely the same. It is going, the chain is going as it needs to behind the petals. All right, so there's just a little pointer about working sort of in front of and behind petals. I'm going to go ahead and finish this particular round, and we will see what we need to do for the next round. Just at the, I'm just closing the round, and I just wanted to show you what I've chosen to do on this round is work in front, and then I'll come back and pull the petals through, and I just wanted to show you that. So I'm going to cut my yarn, pull it through, and do the little trick of bringing the tail end through to the back to make the cast off neater, or the fasten off, sorry, neater. So at the moment, doesn't that look lovely? It doesn't look lovely. So what I'll do is I'm going to go through and get each of the petals and pull them through to the front. Pull them through to the front. Okay, and you will see that it's really not a problem if you actually, in this case, with those chains, just work them in front of the petals, because everything ends up sitting exactly as it needs to. Sorry, there's my pattern. And when I look on the back, you can see we have made the structure that we need to be able to build on with the next round. Now the next round we are building out with more green. We're making these little sections here, more treble two together. So we'll have a little look at that, because there's some more sort of working behind petals. So let's have a very quick look at that together.